trouble with an ABS light that comes on a F250. It's a 2000 model, and ABS light doesn't come on until you put it in gear and start rolling. So I was going to check the sensors today in the wheels, and you can see the one. Here's the wiring that goes down to the one on the right-hand passenger side. And it comes up and it connects right here. And it's just a little snap connector. You just push that down and pull it out. And then you can hook up to those terminals in there and spin the wheel, and you should read a small voltage. So we have our meter set up, and I'm going to hook up to the terminals right now. You'll need to have a set of alligator clips to reach up inside there. They sell those at Radio Shack if you don't have them for your meter. You can just go up there and attach them to either your leads. And we see it's set on AC volts, and it's not reading anything right now. It's a very, very small voltage. We have the truck jacked up so we can spin the wheel, and we just spin with our hand, and we watch the meter. As you can see, it produces a small voltage. So now we'll repeat this process on the driver's side. Okay, we have our meter set up on the driver's side. You'll see it connects the same way. It's back up underneath the flap right there is where it connects. And we have it set up, and we're going to see what it reads on the driver's side. Red voltage on this side, but the voltage is reading differently, and that is what's causing our ABS light to come on. As the wheels spin, it's getting readings that the wheels are turning at a different rate, which kicks on your ABS. So what we're going to do is take the passenger side wheel off, remove the sensor, and see if there's anything on it that might be causing us trouble. Okay, we have the wheel off on the passenger side, and you'll see the sensor wire is right here. It goes down back in behind the rotor. So we have to take the rotor off too. It's not too bad. You have to take the mounting bracket for the caliper off with the caliper. So you just take a bolt off here and here. Just two of them. And it's the same size as the wheels, a 13/16. So let me pop those off. We'll pull this out of the way. I like to have a bucket to set the caliper on. That way it doesn't hang by the hose. So give me just a minute and we'll get going here. Okay, we have the brake caliper and the mount removed. Something that I didn't tell you, I like to put the bolt back on, or lug nut back on, to hold the rotor in place. It makes getting this off. If you don't, this comes loose and the whole thing gets in kind of a bind, so this really helps you get it off easier. So then you just spin this back off, and the rotor comes right off. As you can see, it moves so easy. If you don't hold it on there with something, it's going to create a problem for you. You have a little flap here. Spin this flap up, and you can see where our sensor is. It's right here. It's being held in by an Allen wrench. We'll get an Allen, and we'll pull this out. Okay, we have our hex key, and we'll spin that bolt out. And the sensor will come right out. glass. Now, if you were replacing it, which we may be doing, you just feed it up through here. It has a little bolt holding it in here. Looks like a 5/16, and then it goes up and it clips onto the brake line here, which you've already taken off, and then goes back behind the mud flap. So what we're going to do, we're going to clean it up a little bit, and we'll see if that takes care of our problem. Okay, we have this out, and I'll show you how it works real quick here. You have a magnet here on the end. See the little silver piece, and you look down inside the wheel, and you can just barely see those teeth. And you can see as I turn, those little notches that send the signal to your sensor and then back up to your computer. And I spun the wheel all the way around just to make sure none of these teeth were broken, because that would obviously affect our ratings. And I didn't see any problem down here. More than likely, this sensor is going to have to be replaced. Okay, we've got our leads connected. We went ahead and put the tire back on. It's a little easier to spin it with this wheel on it. So watch the meter, and you'll see it's producing a lot higher voltage now than it was before. So maybe cleaning it helped it. Maybe it wasn't seated right. I don't know, but we're going to put the brakes back on it and take it for a run down the road and see how it works. Okay, got it all hooked up. We're going to fire it up, and we'll see if this light stays off. I see it comes on for a second after it starts, and then it goes away like that. And what happened before was when I would put it into gear and start rolling, the light would come on. And there it is. So that did not fix it. Okay, we're back to the F250 ABS. We feel pretty good about the two front sensors. We jacked up the front of the truck, spun the wheels, and they seem to be reading consistently now with each other. So what I did, there's a third ABS speed sensor that mounts in the rear, and it mounts on top of the differential. And we'll get back here where we can get a decent look at it. You see, it's right, you can see the wire. This is the wire right here. Right there's the wiring, and you can see it go around over top the bar, and right there it connects to the top of your differential. These three have to read in sync or it'll kick off that light. To take that out, I used a socket with a short extension. It's a 10 millimeter, and I traced the wiring back up from back here. You can see the wires. It's a red with a pink tracer, and it is a green with a black tracer right there. I don't know if you can see that black on there, but I traced them. They go back behind here, and they go up front to close to where the underneath fuse box is. You have 4 jacks that come along here. Use 4 jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the second one right here. And you can see the wire. Let's see if I can. There's the pink one. I've got my to see, but you'll be able to see. That's the pink one right there, and then the brown one's right next to it. You just take it apart and hook your ohm meter up first to it and see if it ohms out. You're looking for about 800, but don't get too hung up on that. Anything between 6 and 1600 ohms is going to be fine. What you're looking for is something that reads open. Didn't really have a problem with it reading open. It seemed to read fine. So what I did, I jacked up the back end and put the truck in neutral. Had both the back wheels off the ground at the same time, and went to spin the wheel. I couldn't spin the wheels at a good enough speed to be able to read my meter. So I hooked my meter up underneath the hood here. I set the meter on the face of the windshield and just started it, put it in drive, and really, really slow, let the wheels go about 10 miles an hour. And I noticed I was getting a really erratic reading, nothing like the front reading. So I took it out, and here's the old one right here. That's the sensor part that goes inside. There's your mounting bolt. There's your wiring harness. It's got the clip on each side. So when you get under there, you're going to want to bring a screwdriver to pop this off, a 10 millimeter socket with a short extension, and you won't have to get under there but once. Did that. So now I'm ready to take it for another drive and see if the light stays off. If you remember, the light came on pretty quick, maybe about 100 yards or so. So we'll see how it goes here. So there's our ABS light. It pops on when you turn the key, and then it comes back on when you start. Along with all of them, it's the last one that goes off. Okay, come on. I didn't have a problem in reverse, so I wouldn't look for it to come back on until at least we go forward. So it came on about right here last time. Okay, that looks like that got it. And out of the three sensors, that's the most economical one. It's about $15. The two front ones, they're about $150, $160, depending on where you get them. So it was a pretty good deal that it was the back one that was actually bad. From what I've heard, that's a pretty common problem to have. That's one of the reasons I went ahead and changed it. It was cheap, and it's one of the more common problems. So I thought I would start there, and really hope this helps you. If you have any questions about this, shoot me an email. I say they're pretty regular. So good luck, buddy.